In today's channel, what I'll be doing is going over my 10 best, my top investments, short and long-term investments. So first, a little bit about me. My name is Tomy Shaw. I am a real estate owner, a real estate investor. My strategy is to buy and hold. I am a stock and ETF investor. I am a mutual fund investor, bond investor. I have studied in finance, and remember to subscribe. Many more videos to come, posting at least once a week. Content will be on investing, saving, and increasing awareness. So my criteria for choosing these investments are they need to work for the long run. They need to work in the long run. It needs to create value. It needs to appreciate, and it needs to have returns per year, some cash flow. And some of them they all need a long track record. So my short-term recommendations, or my short-term what I love to invest in, is tax lien certificates. Why? Because I have completed 4 of them, and every time they worked 100% of the time. I made at least 10% plus the rent in less than 4 months. They take less than 10 hours to complete. Like, that's a lot of money in a little bit of time. Like, when you invest $40,000, you can make $4,000 in less than 10 hours. So for me, that is an excellent investment, and that's the minimum you can make. Okay, maybe there's some scenarios where something bad can happen, but 100% of my transactions has worked very well. Banks and lawyers are usually in the deal, making the transaction even more safe. Have the potential to triple the amount of money invested. Never happened yet, but usually when you buy these types of investments, you buy it at 1/3 of the price. So if it's worth $200,000, you'll be paying 1/3 of that price, so around $60,000. Now, long-term investment. My favorite long-term investments, starting from the least favorite to the most. So remember to stay till the end, because the best investment that I not really recommend, because I'm not allowed to recommend investment, but that I like the most, that fit my criteria, will be said in the end. So remember to stay for that last investment. So the first one is long-term investment is gold. Okay, because I chosen gold because it has a great track record. As you can see, in 1979 it was $250 an ounce. Today it's worth $1,400.82. So when we look at that on the average return, this is a 4.55% per year. That's compounded returns. So for the last 40 years, it has made 4.55%. Okay, it has a great track record, appreciation, but gold will not give cash flow, because when you have gold, okay, it looks like a great investment. Well, it has a great track record, but the only problem is that it's not putting money in your pocket. Now, land. Land is something that, again, it could be a really good investment. As we could see, like, the minimum it has return is like a 5% return, and some years it was giving around 20% to 30%. And land appreciates at an average of 8% per year. Okay, the returns on the land is something, but usually land appreciates at a 8% per year. So it is a great investment. And if you're renting out and cultivating the land, cash flow is possible, and it is a scarce resource. They're not making more land. You'll never have more land. So you know it's a great investment for the long term, because they're printing money and they're not making any more land. Unless we go on Mars or something, I don't think land could lose value in the long term. This is something that I believe that land could be a great investment for the long run. Now, the Canadian market, TSX 60 is the 6th biggest companies in Canada. The price in 1996 was $396. Now it's $1,000.21. Of course, this does not include dividends. So the average return for the last 23 years was a 4.19% excluding dividends. When we're looking at it with dividends, this brings up brings us to 7.98% for the last 30 years. Of course, this does not include inflation and taxes. Now, the U.S. stock market, Standard & Poor, is the 500 of the biggest U.S. companies. The price in 1997 was $954, and in today's value is $3,224. The average return for the last 22 years was a 5.69%, excluding dividends. Now, when we're looking at this example, starting from 1990 and going from today and then reinvesting those stocks, I've calculated an average of 13.05%, but in reality, it would be closer to 7.69% because we usually add 2% above the average that we found in the last example. Most favorite investment. This is my most favorite investment for many reasons, but first of all is appreciation. The price index 1985 was $70 starting in the beginning. Now the price index is at 210. So this is an average appreciation of 3.28% per year for the last 34 years. And when we continue looking at real estate, returns when exploited a cap rate of approximately 6%. As we could see, when real estate is rented out, it gives around 6% of its total assets. So the cap rate, if you were to pay cash, it would give you around 6% return. Now, to continue with real estate, okay, the third factor why real estate is so powerful is leverage. Lower interest environment plus leverage return increases your return on investment. Like the interests are so low in real estate that it's essentially free money, because when you're borrowing at 2.5% and then you deduct that from your taxes because it's being exploited, it's like a business, and then you take away inflation, sometimes it pays you to borrow money. And plus the leverage, like remember a while ago we were talking about you can get 3.28% plus 6%, so that's 9.28% when you combine the appreciation and returns of real estate. Now that's if you were to pay cash for the property. If you were to use leverage, and I'm talking about 5 times your money for the assets, it doesn't take long until you get in the 20s. Sometimes when I started investing, I was using 10 times leverage. So yes, it was a very risky investment, but I was making 60% on the money that I was investing in real estate. And this is why I say that real estate is still the best investment for the long run, for the long term, because just for the simple fact that you can use leverage and the returns are incredible. So this concludes my top investments for the short and long term. Remember to subscribe. There will be more videos like this. I'll be posting at least 1 video a week. I try to do more, but right now with everything that's going on with my life, my wife is pregnant and I presently have 2 children. And like, if you feel like commenting, you can comment. And what I'll be doing is people that comment Millionaire's Knowledge, I'll be giving away a free ebook once a week. So thank you. Have a nice day.